Hold on. Okay. I've been saying that. Oh my God, for how long? Guns all up and down the street, blah, blah, blah. Um, oh, I've been hitting this whole area. Nobody's going to ask me to state that because everybody knows that. So it doesn't surprise me. What surprised me was that Biden protected the terrorists too. But it didn't really surprise me. No, not really. Now that I look back on it. Um, but it did. But not as much as it didn't. Um, so I try to keep the perspective. The townspeople want to overthrow their government. And so you got Banana Republic, Eddie Bauer, golf shirt in golf short. Yeah, golfing. They go golfing, dude. But they got weapons and they're in a fight overthrow that government. As soon as they get their opportunity, they really are hoping that coup will happen. That it's not going to happen. There ain't going to be no coup. That's what the problem is on S Street. So, this is so out of my department. There's no way I could really even say what to do about this. No, I didn't know that. I really started to know that when I started to realize there's people moving on the roofs here, up and down on the row house roofs, just using that shit as a passageway up and down all the houses. Yeah, and in and out of the window here, in the pipes, and my fucking goodness. Yeah, no, I was way out of my caliber. That's fine, dude. That's cool. I'm not expected to be climbing walls and stuff. It's all right. But yeah. So this whole block is all for that, and I just, as a civilian, because that's what I am, I got to keep the perspective that the townspeople wanted to overthrow their government, so they all got together, different blocks, and were ready to fight. That's basically what it is. It's not my department. I don't know how to fight, and certainly not with guns, and certainly not other people with guns. So that's when I stand down. That's fucking right. I certainly do. Um, it did. It went way beyond drugs and prostitution and homicide. It went way beyond. It was always beyond that. I was always saying these people were white terrorists and they were. But I've been touching on that shit since Chicago because that's how a lot of this overthrow for white power was structured with the Russian organized crime that ruined the population in my country. It just the Russian organized crime just whatever the word is took over the fucking population here. Like Americans really went for that. Yeah, it's going to be historical. Like it's fact. It's embarrassing to me, and I'm very embarrassed of Americans. Like what trashy people? Yeah. What kind of people without any morals? Yeah. But that's what they did. It's the truth, and that's historical record. They did. So you got some here. These ones are a little bit more affluent. Sorry, my ears itch because I always gotta plug them. It's really bad here. And they look like they're going golfing every day, like they're off to the golf place. But I've been saying they have guns and they're waiting to overthrow. And they don't care what president, because these people, considering they're affluent, have uh, jobs here and there, and they're in the loop. And they know that the people who call the shots is Putin and the Middle East terrorists, and they're down with them. That's why they're always in their yard. These ones next door, for example, talking politics really high. It's just this is their thing, man. And they got guns to back it. They're just waiting for that coup. All right? It's not going to happen. So what you have is all these white terrorists sitting around. And this is why I mean this. Like with the yuppies, I do want to process this because not every conservative dressed white person is a terrorist. But in this time era, during our historical attempted overthrow, many of the white terrorists were yuppies on crystal meth. Yeah. Yeah, they were. And I'm not making any of this up. This is all for historical record. I'm just repeating facts. So that's, I got to keep the perspective. The townspeople. My face doesn't look as red, but in this lighting, it looks very red. It's getting better, the gel I'm using and stuff. But I just want to mention my face isn't just a bright cherry, but in this lighting, it looks like I'm a bright cherry. Okay, anyway, so the townspeople. We're all up and down the block. Here and there's probably a few other blocks. I think this one's particularly bad, S Street. And they weaponized themselves and they sat and they waited for that overthrow. And that explains it because I've noticed for a while now. I really started to notice it when Goon Squad was here. I knew it. I'm an adult. I knew. I would hear them doing passageway. I would hear the people on the roof and going in the windows here. And then a fucking helicopter would come. That's how I started to say Viet Cong. And this is like fucking being in Vietnam, man. They're on trails and in windows and on roofs. Yeah, I knew it was. I was way out of my old way over my head. And my guidance was right. Just don't talk about it too much right now, mommy. It's probably for the better. And I was smart and I didn't. But you still have all the white terrorists that are still around that would love to bring Goon Squad back in so Goon Squad can run on the roofs and go in windows. And right, they're loving that. So that's serious. The Pentagon's got to be really fucking pissed. And when and Biden, right, he's with the KKK chiefs of staff, right. He's hoping for the coup. When they would be running and doing their stuff, I don't want to get into every last detail right now, just get my picture. The helicopters would go right over my roof. Like they fucking, it was serious shit. And you can go ask these Pentagon guys and they'll say, yeah, we were. I was here, I witnessed all of it. And they still do it. They're always right over this area. I don't say it, but I know why. Sorry, I'm incredibly exhausted. It's not every helicopter is on patrol with S Street, but very often the helicopters are watching this whole fucking area of DuPont. They are. Oh, hell yeah. DuPont's really bad. It's one of the bad places in DC along with Chinatown, where you have a lot of the far right trying to overthrow that government. And there's a few other places, but these two are some real hot spots. I'm in it, and then that's why I just want to get out of here. And these people here pulled some really grimy shit. I mean, they really did with all the homicide and whatever the fuck they're doing with the pipes and the water. And oh my God. And this guy, before he got into that, I don't know when he got into that. I can only say what I witnessed since I've been here. Maybe he's always been into that, but like this stuff that I've witnessed, maybe this is the house that always this stuff has been going on, and I don't know. But like, how long has DC had people like that here? You'd have to ask. But if he just recently got into all the violent crime in his house and the weird pipes and water stuff, he was, I swear, dude, it's too fucking set. Like when I moved in, all the weird stuff, I'm not going to get into every last detail right now. All the weird stuff is too set. He's been doing tax fraud way too long. He's been doing that a long time. So that's been going on for a long time. Yeah. So, I mean, wow, folks. It's like an organized crime fantasy gone really bad into what a bad movie. Where they got guns, and then the Middle East terrorists said, that's how we're going to take America. Let's empower all these criminals. That's what they did. And you got a whole bunch of drug addicts here who are in the business of crystal meth, who have got it in their heads. We can do this, but we got to overthrow the government. And so now they're up and down the street, classified themselves as domestic white terrorists. Yep. And they're what I call the townspeople trying to overthrow that government. And they're fucking dangerous. Anybody who's got their house packed full of guns and drugs is not a good neighbor. All right, so I'm going to end it there. I just don't want people to panic. You got to keep the perspective. God bless America. Say goodbye.